All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of the program. Merely Bo, the great Z. You got a nice little spread here, buddy. How you doing on a Friday? I'm going to be honest. I don't see the normal joy in your face that I'm accustomed to at 1 o'clock. You are a glasses half full man. You absolutely
barely got in here
at the enthusiasm of the life. I didn't say
my
all of it.
Minotti's.
I hit the brakes. Don't worry. I didn't get there, unlike you yesterday.
Yeah, unlike you. It was just,
you got a sweet Minotti's beanie on.
Yeah,
You're living your best
Minotti's.
life. I mean, you got a nice
shout
plate
out
of food.
to Joe
But
Maserati, West Barkley.
But I don't see the joy.
No, there isn't. The joy is not here, and it's multifaceted.
I got my pen.
For the third straight year,
oh God,
my car has suffered after a remote for the Kevin Stefanski show.
What's the level of suffering?
Not significant. Not as significant as when the barrel shot across the freeway out of nowhere and whacked my car. I think that was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Grand Theft Auto, just a barrel.
Going 75 miles an hour, and an orange barrel comes shooting across the freeway like it had been launched out of a cannon. And
are you sure it hadn't?
No, I'm not sure.
Could have been.
What's he saying? What's he saying in there?
It's hard to say. Who knows what he's up to? He just has such joy. Conversely, the look of your face opposite is in there, just beaming with joy.
I don't root for the car trouble.
You root for his.
Gabe was like, a barrel? I go, oh, I remember. I got the call that night. He was literally screaming on the phone, and I was trying not to laugh.
Somebody
like,
must have hit it and
I'm like,
sent
are you
it
okay?
over. There was
Yes,
construction. It was a
okay.
construction barrel, and they hit it,
and
it came like,
boom.
I've knocked a few of those before.
Yeah.
well, one knocked me. So that's happened. A flat tire's happened, and then again, another flat tire. So now I'm like, is there somebody targeting my vehicle?
Wait, where were you last night?
Razzles. But I don't put it on Razzles, but it happened.
No, but it's his vicinity.
True. Yeah, their ruffians could have been about.
Gibby's,
and it happened.
Gibby's
Let me tell you
ruffians.
something. It happened in the parking lot, clearly, because I drove there fine, no tire warning. Then when I got into my car to go home, it said that I had 5 PSI in my back left tire after having no warning of anything wrong with that tire on the whole drive there.
And then a series of events start to happen. Okay, so now what?
So now I have to get home.
You're excited because it's 8 o'clock. You're going to go. Miss Kay's probably got some sort of a lovely soup or something brewing for you. You're going to maybe some tacos.
Shrimp
fajita.
bowl.
I knew there'd be something delicious waiting for you.
Jalapeno, habanero margarita.
It was all ready to roll. You're ready to go. Watch a little NFC East football.
Watch Yellowstone. No, Yellow football is not great.
Yeah.
Went exactly how we said, though.
It went exactly how we
Eagles,
said.
Big winners, just as we said. Play the tape.
Yeah, it's all there. And then and
So
then
I get in the car.
now you
like,
have a curveball.
Now I'm like 40-something minutes away from home.
Flat tire.
And it says I have 5 PSI. Now I know that the
Could have
tires,
slept on my couch.
The tires that I would
have liked to have seen video of that whole.
The tires that are on, I know are like somewhat run flat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, F it. We're going. So as I drove, it got up to about like, it touched 10 PSI for a second, but then went down quickly to like 8. But I drove.
Did you consider like throwing some air in it along the way?
No, because it was, no, it's point. So I drove up. It was perfect. Drove 70 miles an hour.
And it made it.
Yeah. And no damage to the rim.
No damage to the rim.
No, because the tire has like those tires.
The run flat.
It has like a thick layer at the bottom. But so then I had to go in and shout out to my guy Bob at Mr. Tire on Som Center Road in Solon. He's the best, a legend.
Good job at you, Bobby.
So I went in there.
Hey, Bobby!
Hey, Bobby! So I went in there and I said, hey. I just used this as an excuse. I'm like, all right, let's just swap out into my winners then because they're on different rims. And, I'll pick the other tire up, later, whatever. Get that fixed whatever is wrong with it. I don't need it again for a few months. So I did that and then got in. But then it's a big delay. It changes all the plans, changes everything, and and I did put a little bit of air in it when I got home. I have a sweet foot pump pedal.
Yeah.
And then I pumped it up, and then it was like
right,
so
right
I'm
back
like,
down.
okay,
Yeah, it's done. It's cooked.
Yeah. I hope the tire's not cooked. They didn't. They said it was a puncture, so they said the tire is not cooked.
They thought it was. They thought it was. It was all right.
Yeah, they think they'll be able to plug it.
Okay. Well, good job.
So so that's
That's not
that
what you
right
wanted
there,
to do.
That's not zesty. And then I got to go. I had to do a 2-minute drill, and then I got in here. I didn't even get time to I've got quite this great amount of food, but I don't know when I'm going to eat it.
Yeah,
this does not look like it's going to get better as it gets cold.
That was my concern when I saw you walk in here with it. Was none of your choices felt to me like ones that if they were not really warm or
Yeah. Do you mind if I just like Romo the segment and I just eat the entire time?
Who am I to take umbrage with anything?
You're the great Bo Bishop.
Who among us
would
hold any sort of ill will?
I know you're happy with me right now, and you're happy with our
very
good friends
happy.
at Red Valley.
Listen, that's a good job. It's a very good job. They make the greatest golf short
and
on
pants.
the planet.
No, and vest pants.
I haven't seen the pant yet. That's where I'm going. We got to.
That's Gibby.
Got
Gibby
some work to
knows.
do.
I've been wearing those Red Valley pants in the booth. It's like cheating. It's like I look. Everybody in the world says, "Oh, you have some very handsome pants on," and I'm sitting here feeling like I would lounge in these pants. And the best is their pull-ups. It's like I'm a youth again.
It's everything you've ever wanted.
But it's got a button, so it looks like it's a real.
Yeah, it's a win. It's as good as it gets.
Man goes, he's wearing pull-ups?
Yeah, that's right.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, think about any Lulu pant.
Yeah, they're all. Well, no,
Not
the
the
ABCs and all that, or
ABCs.
the other ones are.
Yeah, but if you're wearing joggers,
yeah,
or you're
well,
wearing,
any jogger would be that.
They
way.
look good.
they do. They're good.
Styling and
looking
profiling.
pants. Oh,
Yeah,
baby,
yeah.
and they
No, so
are a delight.
That's a delight. So that's wonderful. That makes me very, very
for the
happy.
holiday season. If you have people in your life that you care about and you want them to, and they play golf, you got to give them the shorts. Shorts they're an absolute game changer.
Total. Yeah, that's the word. I was trying to find a better
They're a game
one.
changer.
There isn't. It's a game changer.
I'll say this, and this feels like a bold statement, but I'm prepared
Pen
to
is
make
out.
it. As long as they are making them,
Okay.
and I am able
Yep.
to afford them, I will only wear Red Valley shorts to play golf or really for any leisure activity, normal life. I've even worn them to the gym.
Well, you can. I've worn them I wear them to coach basketball.
I wore them to the gym
wear
to
them
work
basketball
out.
practices and stuff. Yeah. No, very versatile. Yeah.
It makes me
I have no problem
smile
with anything
when
you're saying.
When
I
I
have
put
no
them
problem.
on, it makes me smile.
Yeah. There's
And I'm
so
gonna wear
that's
some,
great.
I'm going to wear some to this game, and we're going to get a win down in New Orleans.
When do you go? When do you fly?
There is a house
Oh,
in New
come on.
Orleans.
Keep going.
They call the rising sun.
Off the rails.
It's been the ruin of
I
many
mean, we
a
made
young
it to
boy.
109. That's a win today.
Next
Look at how
level
much
is
happy
next.
I am
What
now.
do you want?
Look
You
how
get to
happy
talk
I am.
through it. Now
I
you're
was
going to
sad,
New
and now I'm
Orleans.
happy, even though the skies are gray.
Yeah, I was telling my
By the way,
wife.
it's one of the great songs of all time. House
It's
of
one
the
of the-
Rising Sun by
it
the
is.
Animals.
It is one of the great songs of all time. When I told my wife that you guys were going to New Orleans, she goes, "You love that. You should go."
I said that,
And I'm like, they said
offered
that.
you. I offered you
offered.
my second queen bed.
Yeah, I should have. It is. Look, hopefully we can win all of those things, but it's one of the great 48-hour cities in this fine country.
The
Yes.
biggest issue is getting there from
Why?
here.
Oh,
not
just
that easy.
connect.
You
You got to
can't
connect.
connect.
Yeah, there is no good way.
How
from
do you
this
like from?
airport to get there?
Well, you could just take New Orleans out of it and say there is no good way from this airport to get there.
There it is. Yes.
Come on.
By the way, I think
I like every movie in New Orleans. I
I
think that's
belted
ever
that
been
note
made.
out pretty
I thought you
effectively, I thought.
crushed it. I think if you ever wanted to do this in karaoke, you could. Yeah.
We might have to There's a point in the song we might have to stop.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy.
It has.
And God, I know I'm one.
Beautiful.
All right. Perfect. Great song.
So you're flying down there tomorrow.
That's the vibe that I'm going
What
for.
time of day do you guys get there?
I believe we'll be at the hotel by 5 local, which would be
No.
6 Eastern.
So you don't have a ton of time because you're going to
You
get ready
never
for
have a
ton of
very
time.
You're going to get ready. You got to go to dinner and then that's it. You're gonna have the dinner of your life. Did you get your stuff situated, Gibbe?
I'm waiting on 14 other people to get back to me.
Can't
There's too
worry
many
about
cooks
it.
in the kitchen, and I'm
Yeah.
about ready to go. I'm going to dinner without all of you.
Yes!
I'm going to go
What are you
sit at a
talking
bar.
about?
I'm going to have a pint. I'm going to have the
Yes.
cream sauce.
Go to
I'm
Koshan
gonna have-
and
I'm
sit
gonna
at the
live.
bar.
Go to Koshan and sit at the bar. When I went down last time I was there, last time I ate there I was covering the Super Bowl, and I was with a photographer that I didn't necessarily want to have a lot of fellowship with, so I just walked to Koshan and ate at the bar by myself.
Perfect.
They were pouring Elmer T. Lee for $6, which
Jeez Louise.
that's a win. So I had that. I had the pork cheek, the pork belly. Delicious. Delight. And it's walking distance from your hotel. You do that, and you're going to feel very good about yourself.
That's great because Sunday is an early morning. I can deal with 3-hour delay, 3-hour time changes, 2-hour time changes. The 1-hour one screws everybody up. We're on a bus at 6:35 on Sunday morning. There's not a whole lot of frolicking on Saturday night.
By the way, I need to figure out how to get onto this Era's tasting menu.
What are you doing?
I need to get on this. They have an Era's tasting menu at the Commander's Palace in honor of Taylor Swift's Era's tour coming to New Orleans.
Wasn't already there? Because I think it's
old. It's old, but this is still on their menu right now. But that's the only way to get the jumbo lump crab ravigote. I don't know what that is. Sounds great. Yeah. Chef Emerald's Era veal. I don't even know how to say this. Chapatulas. Yep.
Pretty close for not ever seeing the word before.
No.
Yeah.
And oysters and absinthe dome.
Yeah, sure, I'll take that. What are you looking at dessert-wise, Commander?
That's what I was. That's really the reason I pulled the menu up because Emerald's affiliated with it, so I'm hoping that.
Well, Emerald was. I think Emerald was. He was a chef there.
Yeah,
and then opened up his own joint.
Right.
Because Commander's Palace, Armand's. There's a couple that are just the iconic.
I've eaten at Armand's.
Been there forever.
So it doesn't list any desserts on their menu online. No desserts are listed. It does say that they've. Oh, here we go.
There's got to be
a cinnamon roll apple cobbler.
Okay.
A Creole bread pudding souffle.
Bread pudding is going to be unbelievable.
A Creole cream cheese cheesecake.
No, go to Emerald's and get the banana cream pie.
Well, I'm going to have to.
I'll sit at the bar. Can I have a cocktail and banana cream pie, please?
Yes, and yes, you can.
Okay, so if you go to Emerald's, get the barbecue shrimp.
That too?
If you go to Emerald's, get the barbecue shrimp.
Okay.
All right, I have a question for everybody. Since I offered you my second bed in my hotel in New Orleans.
I mean, look at that sucker. That's it right there.
Yep, thank you very much. Yes.
3 over.
I'd like to wet my beak on that.
You got to go there.
How far do I have a walk? Is that from?
Oh,
doesn't matter.
Nothing. They're right. You're all warehouse
right there.
It's from Commander's Palace Garden District, but Emerald's and Cochin are both warehouse district. Okay. That's where you'll be.
It's within like an 8-minute walk.
Yeah, it's so easy. And by the way, after you're done, just walk the street a little bit. And the last time I did that, I ate at Cochin that same time I'm talking about. Walked down the street and Trombone Shorty was playing a gig just randomly on a Friday.
Shorty.
My guy. All right, so go ahead. Your question.
If you are in a hotel room by yourself that has 2 queen beds, which bed do you choose?
The one furthest from the door.
So that would be my standard, but if the furthest from the door is by a window that is not quite blackout, I get as far away from the window as I can.
Yeah, but when's the last time you were in a hotel that wasn't blackout?
You would be surprised.
Really?
Jinx.
Huh. Yeah,
You'd be very surprised.
So 2 reasons. Typically, I can't get the room cool enough, so that's why
it's impossible.
That's why I usually go to the window because there's usually the air unit is somewhere near the window.
I told you in Vegas, I had a broken AC unit, and the first night I was like baking in there. I could not sleep.
You did not tell me this.
Oh yeah, and then the second I went down the front. I'm like, listen, can you guys check this out? And then they did. And they're like, oh yeah, it was broken. Because I was like, I cannot sleep in the heat.
No, it's got to be. They all say it's 65, and you put it at 65. That's as low as it goes, but it is not 65 degrees.
If you had an actual thermometer in a hotel, I don't know that they ever get below 72.
That's my feeling. I don't know if.
And 72 is untenable.
Yeah, that's outrageous. We live in a society.
In Philly, I could not get the drapes closed.
No, Philly was not.
There was
a
just
nice
this
hotel,
little light coming
nice
through,
hotel.
and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like I had my backpack up against the window.
You still couldn't get it.
I think they forgot. They forgot who I was.
This is annoy me all night.
I think they forgot who I was in Philly because I ended up in a corner room. I had almost like a 270-degree view.
Oh,
of the city
gorgeous!
And the river, and I could see the state. It was like unbelievable. A lot of windows though, not a lot of blackout.
Yeah. Yeah, I go.
I was like, "Are you sure I'm supposed to go in this room? Because it's pretty great."
Oh, of course you are. You're you. You're huge.
No,
B.
I think they forgot. No.
Big B, come on in. Come on in. All right, injury report from us. It'll be due around 1:35. Batonio was limited yesterday in practice. Every other active roster player practiced in full.
Well,
for us yesterday. Not practicing today, though, is Mike
Yes.
Hall Jr.
So
Wow, that's interesting.
the beat writers were posting that he was added to the injury report late yesterday. He's not on the injury report, so I'm not sure where that's coming from, but hopefully
maybe
we'll get
it was
some
a
explanation.
text. Maybe it was a text to the beat. We've got the beat.
I don't know, but I don't like that.
We've got
great tune.
the beat.
He's playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
What movie do you associate that song with? Like immediately.
I don't. Nothing comes to mind. I know
Fast
the song.
Times.
Yeah. So again, I have not seen Fast Times in so long. No, I've seen it, but it's been forever. It's not on rotation. Who has it?
I own it.
Yeah, but you're throwing in a DVD.
No, I got it on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
I
on
watched
Amazon
it. That's
Prime.
in my.
I see, yeah.
That's absolutely. What a film.
We were-
The
Macaulay?
DVD, it'll be great.
On this past Sunday. I know.
By
how
the way,
great it
I
is.
also
It's
owned it on
transformative.
DVD,
Yeah.
and then
probably
I also,
VHS.
I also owned it on VHS, and I also owned it on Blu-ray.
There was probably some
I went through the
parts
whole eras.
on the VHS where it started to get a little glitchy due to overwatching.
It's
Very much in play.
not the pool scene.
Not Sunday night. We watched Last Crusade with the kids. They'd never seen
so
it.
you
Loved
loved
it.
it.
But so we were watching it on one of the streamers. I want to say it was Paramount Plus, and it just kept glitching. Like Paramount Plus's app for me is suck, total suck. And I'm sitting here watching this. I'm going like, not only do I have the Blu-rays right there that we could put in because we do still have a Blu-ray player. I could have just put that right
You
in.
can always put them in your Xbox.
Then you could put it in the Xbox. That's true. I could have done that. What were we thinking? Just so stupid. Like it's sitting right there. So we ended up doing that. I'm going, why? We should have just done this the whole time.
Oh yeah. Plus, these kids don't know the joy of the menu screen.
Oh,
I own
chicken nuggets.
I own
extras.
I owned many a DVD of many a genre, and the menu screen was always a delight.
Such a delight in there. You get a little theme.
Old school, one of the great menu screens of all time.
I'm not sure that I have that one.
I did.
Very good.
Quite.
Eagles beat the
The
commies.
demise of Blue.
By the way, the
was in the menu
official
screen.
animal warden of the show, Fast Times, is now streaming on Netflix as well.
Oh, baby. There you go. What a treat for you.
That would be a treat to watch that. Maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. There's got a lot of sports tonight. We got Cavs going again tonight. And you got some stuff going on.
Watch the Tyson
By the way,
fight.
if the Cavs
Let
lose,
me ask you this
I'm
on-
sorry, because I've been told today I am personally responsible for if they do not win. Even though I've seen 2 wins already.
You, sir, as was articulated in the very first months of doing this show, are from the Dick Winters school.
That's right.
Of
Of winning.
That's what we do.
That's what I do.
So
that's what we do.
Nothing to
Thanks,
worry
Goose.
about here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do the commies and Eagles stuff.
We'll
a little
do that
bit later.
There it is for the
Those are
people.
your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. We're off and running. Listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. Very happy to be joined by a great friend of the program, Browns linebacker coach Jason Tarver. Coach Tarves, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for giving me a mic today.
I know, this is great. We got 2 mics set up. We're very comfortable and cozy. How about it? Yeah, we're coming a long way here. This season, obviously, look, it has not started the way that the Browns want to in terms of the record. You know, you have your room that you've been working with, and you've had a lot of guys in and out, and we'll talk about that. But just tell me about the mindset that you want to instill in your guys going into the bye week, coming out of it, knowing we got 8 games left.
Well, our mantra in the linebacker room, what we live by, is 3 things. It's run, meaning we're going full speed, whatever we see, whatever happens. Shed, meaning get off of blocks. And 3, tackle the guy with the ball. And no matter who has been in, we've represented that mantra. So we need everybody in this league. Every year changes, everything changes. Sometimes you get years where there's not as many on IR. Sometimes many humans are going on IR. And you know what? It's our job as next man up. And it's not cliche in the linebackers room. We live that.
Yeah, you certainly do, and you've had a lot of injuries in that room over the course of the season already. Let's talk about a guy who is on IR, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I think was playing at an all-pro level going into the game against the Ravens, and certainly even in that game before suffering that injury. You know, number one, not in terms of injury, like when's he going to be back, but you've talked to him. How's he doing, and what did you think of the level he was playing at, following up on his Pro Bowl season?
Can I start with the level?
Yes.
So Jeremiah is getting himself to a point where not only is he making the calls and adjusting, he's putting himself in positions and knowing things ahead of time, where formations go, getting ahead of plays, which was one of our goals for the season. So he's doing that. He was able to work really well, whether or not he was in the headset, getting the calls from Coach Schwartz and relaying it. That has improved immensely. Really proud of him for that. This type of injury, it's just time. And, you know, Coach Kevin and everybody will answer the stuff that's going on. But we have some of the best doctors in the world, and he's going to see the best doctors in the world. And we love him and we miss him. And get well soon and come hang out in the meeting room, man.
Absolutely. Love to hear that. And obviously, very positive guy, and you like to have him around. Another guy who seems very positive that it sounds like you will get back, Jordan Hicks, who missed a lot of time, revealed, this week that he went through some pretty scary stuff earlier in the season. What will it mean to kind of get him back as that green dot in a defense that he knows so well?
Well, Jordan's just an all-around great human. The energy and the passion and the professionalism. I mean, you should see his notes he takes. They're amazing.
If you say that, they must be amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing. I got notebooks filled with things. I don't know if they're as good as Jordan's. All right, maybe I'll get in a competition with him and we'll compare notes one of these days. But the ability to play any of the positions in this, the ability to work with people, he's amazing. And then just his ability he's so experienced, and there's only one ball on the field, and he knows how to find it and get his body in positions to make plays. So we're excited to have him. And with our linebackers playing all the spots, we talk about it all the time. Devin Bush is a great example. He's played all of our linebacker spots this year. And I know you'll go to him in a second, but we all got to know it all. And to be able to have guys that can just, hey, you're going to do this now. Gotcha, coach. Let's go. That's exciting. And that's where the room is.
Which is great. You mentioned Devin Bush, so we will talk about him. A sack last week, team high 8 tackles in the game against the Chargers. And it feels like this was a new defense for him, and it took a little bit while, but since he's kind of gotten in there and started to get more reps out of necessity and probably earning them as well, he started to play pretty darn well for you.
Yeah, Devin played really well last week. He played under control. Devin is so explosive when he sets his feet and he breaks. And what he does is he's a nice, low-target tackler. Eyes at the thighs, wrap, squeeze, you see him do that. What he's grown in this system allows him to play more on edges and to set his feet quicker. And that allows his great feel for run-pass plays to show up. So we're excited what Devin's done and where he's going. So now, with Jordan returning, we'll be able to roll these guys in and keep going, building on their strengths.
And then a guy I love, Mahmoud Diabate. And he, sometimes he's one of those guys that sometimes if you're going to be wrong fast, and he is, but he plays with great physicality. He's gotten some opportunities with the green dot once Jordan and Jeremiah went out. How's Mahmoud progressing here in his second year?
Well, we're both smiling when you bring him up, so that tells you something.
Yes.
He loves to play. He's incredibly intelligent. He worked, starting with the offseason, and I've said this before, in the media type setting, is he worked as hard as I've seen anybody worked in the offseason. And that's, been fortunate enough to be around some great workers that have turned themselves into great pros. The biggest thing is that in the first offseason, because you've got to get your body ready for the entire season. How long that goes, it can be long, right? And Mahmoud did that. He got in great shape, and then he was able to even overcome an injury, still studying and knowing it, so that when he came back, he picked up like a veteran, which is impressive, because I don't know what career start number it is for Mahmoud, but I think it's going to be about number 5, which is impressive.
Yeah.
So, and then his ability to learn all the positions, make the calls. In the last game, his control in the zones is improving. His feel for the pass game is improving.
His hands on the football in the pass game.
Yes, he has. And for example, that PBU that he had, that's an elite play where a quarterback starts looking one side of the field, comes back, he's in control, and he can come make a play. All right, now we got to get the rest of us to break so that we get our hands on that football and keep it.
Take it.
We need to attack the ball better. That's one of the things we're talking about. But just his continued progression will be that. Trust himself, be in the right spot, trust his eyes, and then use all that power and speed that you talked about to break and or shed and make plays.
And then you got a couple of young guys, Nathaniel Buki Watson and then Winston Reed, and you needed both of them to play against the Chargers. Winston, a couple of tackles in that game. I know you like both of these guys. What have they kind of shown in their development? Because being a rookie in this league is hard, especially when you're going against the varied defenses, going from 1 week to Baltimore to the Chargers, and now you're going to go to a Clint Kubiak, which is going to try to fool the linebackers. A lot of that offense is to try to stress them and make them play the run when it's actually a pass. How have these young guys done kind of coming along in their rookie seasons?
Starting with Winston, what's impressive about him, he's another one. He's in great shape. He's really strong. He's really fast. And Winston learns when things happen to him. He rarely makes the same mistake twice. There was like a play action read, and the first time he got reps, the next time he got the same read, he got it right. And Winston runs and hits, and you feel him. He will continue to be in the mix, and getting those live reps of getting his eyes right it's fun to watch him get better every time he takes the field. So he'll be in there getting that same, ready to go. We're all excited about him. We're real excited when he goes in and plays fullback. We all went down to the side. We went down to the side to watch his first fullback play when he met another number 59, and that was really fun to watch. So hopefully he continues to do that.
So does he have to take time away from your meeting room to go with the running backs for a second?
Yeah, but that's awesome. The more you can do. I love this.
Absolutely.
Football players are football players. Kevin can come in and ask for us to do whatever you want. I just want to cover one more kickoff, but the rest of the guys come in and hey, whatever you want. Need running backs, need whatever. Let's go. That stuff is fun. And you only have so many on the roster, but when you identify human beings that can really focus and do their job regardless of the situation, that's great. And he needs to just keep staying on that path.
He's got to be mature, too, for a rookie. He had a 6-year odyssey throughout college, bounced around,
a
couple of 100-tackle seasons at Weber State, and here he is. And he's made the most of his opportunities.
Yeah, that's why, the whole organization, Bubba, myself, everybody, we were so excited that we were able to recruit Winston and then keep him here. It's that maturity and that strength really shows. So we like where he's going. We're excited about him. Nathaniel, as well, he's mature as well. And he's played a lot of positions. He's played on the ball, off the ball. To get over 100 tackles and over 10 sacks in the SEC, that's
you can
nuts.
Play. Yeah.
That's crazy. So Nate is on the progression where a lot of guys go. When he's seen it, he's really good using his hands and shedding. So when he's in the middle of the plays, and that's where he spent most of his time so far on defense, and he'll continue to get more, he's really good at that. He has a really good feel for run and pass and feeling football. He's right where a lot of rookies are, where he just needs the experience of hearing, seeing calls, and doing it.
Yep.
But again, he's another guy, very few repeat mistakes. And just keep doing that. And Nate, he likes contact, and he's fun, and he comes to work every day. Doesn't say much, big smile, but he likes contact. So we're excited where Nate's going.
Well, when you think about a game that's going to be a linebacker game, I feel like in many ways this one is going to be, because you talk about a Saints team. Alvin Kamara leads the league in touches, and they're going to not only run it with him, they are going to throw him the football on the season. Already has 51 catches, so you're going to have to be responsible for that. You're going to have Taysom Hill lining up at quarterback and running the ball at times. You're going to have the tight ends are very involved in their pass game given the injuries at wide receiver. This is a linebacker's game. I think if our defense is going to have a big game, it's going to have to do a lot of it's going to have to come out of your room.
I think, yes, linebackers and safeties now, and you've heard this from me as well, the positions blur. We need the same skill sets.
So does Grant come into your room? Does he do meetings with you at times?
We do our meetings as a full defensive staff, and then he goes with Coach F. But what we spend extra time with a lot is, like, in between periods. Say the offense is up and they're working against our defensive scout team. We spend a lot of time together just doing motion adjustments and talking, because the linebackers and the safeties are the nerve center of the defense.
Yep.
That we spend a lot of time together that way, and then also watching the video right away together, so that we can say, okay, what'd you say, what'd you see, bump over here, because a lot of times our alignments and our techniques end up being the same thing.
Yep.
Like if you're supposed to stay outside of number 2 of the formation, stay outside of number 2 of the formation and keep your outside arm free, like Grant did really well on that jet sweep to start the game. I forget the play number, but to start the game last week. That's a good example of where the safety and the linebackers in our system, if we're aligned there, we got to do the same job. So having said that, with their personnel, they're going to move their personnel all over. So our job is to make sure we're correct. If we're supposed to be outside of number 2, we're outside of number 2. If we're fitting in between 2 and 3, whether we're a linebacker, whether we're safety, or if we've bumped into those positions by motions, then that's how we got to do it. So the positions really blur, and it becomes be in the right spot, communicate with each other, and then play as violently as you can, because these are hard runners, like you said. We got to get their cleats out of the ground, and we got to finish into the pile, because they're going to keep pushing piles.
Well, I'm sure everybody listening is ready to go. Coach, thank you so much for the time. Thanks for the breakdown of your room. And it's going to be a big game on Sunday down in New Orleans for these linebackers. I think I feel a turnover coming. I feel a takeaway coming for your room.
Well, let's do this, right? They come in bunches, but we have to make them happen. Like you said, it's a takeaway. We have to take the ball away. Sometimes there's gifts, but we got to rip it out. We got to punch it out. We got to make it happen. We got to break better when the ball goes in the air. Like, we got to take the ball away. So I'm with you. Let's feel for more than one. But appreciate you. Appreciate the time.
All right, there you go. Z and linebacker coach Jason Tarver, great friend of the program. Should remind you that Leaf Filter is the official gutter guard of your Cleveland Browns. Go to leaffilter.com/GoBrowns to schedule your free gutter inspection and to receive your exclusive promo offer, or call 833-leaffilter.com today. Can we go to the podium now?
Not yet.
He's headed there. Coach Stefanski is headed there.
He is en route. The Browns have officially ruled out rookie defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr. for Sunday's game. Everyone else on the active roster is slated to play.
I'd really like Mike to get a stretch.
Yeah, I don't
get a bunch of games in a row here.
I don't know where that popped up or how that popped up, but
it had to be yesterday, right?
I would think so. I mean, it happened late yesterday, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Stefanski on the podium.
All right, let's head to the podium now. Here's Coach Stefanski.
You're down.
How's it going?
Okay, going on the road down to New Orleans. Like we've talked about all week, got to play sound football on all three sides of the ball. Got to play complementary football to go try and find a way to get a win versus a good football team. So with that, I'll take any questions.
With Mike's knee.
Yeah, had an injury yesterday in a drill, so we'll just monitor that. But obviously, tough to see him go down.
Is there a concern that it could be something longer term than just this game, or is it?
Yes, he's likely out for a period of time, but I don't have all the details just yet. Right. It is.
That's a spot where you lose Z, you lose Q, and you really haven't filled those roster spots as well. Now you throw this into the mix. How do you short-term bandage it for that room for this weekend?
Like we've talked about, really all season, every year, Chris. You just have to be ready for anything that comes your way, and guys step up when a guy goes out for whatever the reason. So we like the guys that we have. at that group, and someone's going to get a few more reps, and we trust those guys that get those reps.
What were you seeing from Mike in the kind of short time we did get to see him on the field?
You talked about Mike, I think, on Wednesday with this group. I think what you're getting from Mike is a lot of positive plays both on defense and on special teams. He was providing some good plays for us. So disappointed, but we'll see how it all shakes out. But believe in this young man's going to be a good football player for us.
From the couple of ends that are on your practice squad, Smith and Haynes?
Yeah, again, it kind of goes back to the previous part. We'll see what decisions we make there and who makes it to the game and those type of things. But those are guys we like. They give great looks to our offense when they're on scout team. So we feel really good about that.
I think you answered this. Do you think that Mike might have to have a surgery?
Not really going there yet, other than to say IRs of potential.
Anything like Miles Stretch in the last game with those 3 sacks?
In how many plays? Was it 4 plays?
So.
I don't remember. What's this? Is there a statistic that? Have we seen this? Come on, Murph.
In year 5, are you still rewinding some of his plays sometimes just to be a fan?
Yeah, I think with Miles being an elite rusher, and he's in a class, I'd say, all by himself. Teams plan their whole game plan around him, and when he makes those plays, that's the truly incredible part, because you know that teams are going into it saying, we can't let him wreck this game, and then for him to be able to do that. And I think this season, as you've seen, and he's getting healthier, I think that's another big piece of this as well. We know what he's capable of.
You've seen opponents do to try to slow him down.
I don't know if there's.
You shake your head. What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Well, you saw last year with whoever it was sending the tight ends back and forth to wherever he lines up. That's definitely something that teams have when they play him. They're going to wait to see where he lines up, send a tight end over there, try and slide the front to him. There's very, very few rushers that get the type of attention that Miles gets, that those premier guys. There's only so much you can do. And then the other big part of this is getting the ball out of the quarterback's hand, which teams certainly want to do that quicker than versus most teams.
Headache was a game plan in this week for Alvin Kamara. He's leading them in receiving, or leading them in rushing. He seems to be the centerpiece of that offense.
Yeah, he's certainly the centerpiece. He's a great player. He's an elite player, and they're utilizing him really well. He's good in the run game, and really every run scheme he's good at. He's an excellent receiver, whether coming out of the backfield or lined up out wide. He's excellent in the screen game. He's hard to get on the ground. He's an elite player.
Things when there's one guy that's such a focal point of what they do.
Well, he's the focal point certainly because he's the leading rusher and the leading receiver, but there's other guys that can hurt you. That's the challenge of going up against this team, and they have a quarterback that can get the ball to all of those guys. So obviously you go into it understanding that Alvin Kamara is a great player, but they have good receivers. They have good tight ends. Number 7, whether he's a fullback, tight end, whatever you want to call him, quarterback, he's a great player. Just look at the first play of the last game that got called back there for a penalty. He goes however many yards just catching the ball on a short pass, and he can go. So I don't want to shortchange the rest of their players because they have talented players, but obviously 41's the focal point.
Coach Schwartz this yesterday. With Taysom Hill, have you ever seen anyone transform a quarterback the way that the Saints have with Taysom?
The only guy I can think of would be Joe Webb. Anybody remember Joe Webb, UAB Blazer? We drafted Joe when I was at the Vikings. He was a quarterback there, down there. He's coaching high school ball now, but he was a quarterback there, and then we moved him to wide receiver. And then after rookie minicamp, had him throw a little bit. We moved him to quarterback, and then put him in there on special teams, and he was the personal protector on punt, and then he became a special teams player, and then I think finished his career maybe in Carolina and was a special teamer, a guy that really could do it all. So versatility is great in this league when you can find guys that can line up anywhere. And the challenge with Taysom Hill is he's the personal protector on punt, and he's a bona fide quarterback, and then he's the fullback on offense, and he's playing tight end. So just his ability to do everything, but do it at a high level. It's not like he's just lining up out there. He can really do it all.
Like go full-time receiver and then have to go back to quarterback for a game?
I don't remember he was bouncing back and forth. I do remember when he was playing more special teams and Joe realized he had to get a new helmet because his quarterback helmet was getting knocked around too much. There was too many. Didn't provide enough padding. But Joe's one of my favorite, if I can talk about Joe for a second, since you guys gave me the opportunity. One of my favorite teammates of all time to be around. And it's funny because I think Jameis knows Joe well. I believe Deshaun knows Joe. So I FaceTimed him last spring in the quarterback meeting room. We were all just catching up with him. But great player, a great collegiate player. Had some great moments for us at the Vikings, but one of the all-time great teammates to be around.
Going on the road is always a challenge in this league, but how extra difficult is it going into that place specifically?
Yeah, it's hard. Been in there a few times. It's very, very loud. They do a great job with their home field advantage. It's quite the scene. It's an environment, but it's just that building keeps the sound in. So you have to be really good when you're on offense in terms of communication, both verbal and nonverbal communication in the huddle, at the line of scrimmage, on the sideline. You have to really be about your business.
Said a lot, but how have you seen him really navigate the highs and the lows that come with a receiver, and especially being a young receiver in this league?
I think he's done a nice job. I think he's, again, a young player that continues to get better in our scheme, a guy that is with more opportunities. You're seeing him make plays and that type of thing. But the big thing with young players is to have the mentality that they're going to continue to get better, and I think Sed has that for sure. So that's something that I know Coach O'Shea, Coach Brownson, working with him every single day, he has the mentality that he wants to improve. I don't think we're close to where he ultimately will get.
Was said after the Chargers game, he said that they threw some looks at him that he didn't necessarily see before, and he kind of knew that they were playing that way. How have you seen him kind of adjust to account for those different coverages that he's going to see now that he's the primary target?
I think when you're playing, whether you're playing X or you're playing Z, whichever side you're on, you're going to see from these defenses nowadays, and certainly this week, you're going to see a variety of coverages. And what defenses do a great job of, they can make one thing look like another. So we talk a lot about pre and post snap and understanding what you're seeing pre-snap. It may change post-snap. So keying in on safeties, where they're rotating down, what the leverage is from the corner, what he lines up on me, and then when the ball snapped, does he jump outside? Is he press and then he's bailing? Like all those type of things come into play when you're playing receiver. And I think nowadays defenses are really playing Rolodex coverages. They're playing so many different things. I don't know how many teams are just playing cover 3, maybe like it once was, just playing cover 2. It's really playing a lot of different coverages.
About earlier in the week, you clarified Jed's comments, and also we heard from Jordan this week just about the injuries that he dealt with and how we didn't know the full story of what he was going through. But that he tried to kind of play through them. How much do you guys help in those situations where a player, they want to be out there, but they also have to sort of balance. They have to sort of fight that battle between playing and hurting the team, but also wanting to be out there and play for their team.
Yeah, I think that happens every single week. All these injuries that guys are dealing with, they're all different. Literally different from a knee to a shoulder or whatever it might be, but where they are in their rehab, it all varies so much. So I think you just have to treat each player based on where they are with any given injury. Having said that, you have a lot of guys that don't feel good when they play. They play and you don't feel great. There's other times that you just can't go out there because you're not going to perform to the ability that you can perform, and that's going to hurt the football team. So those are hard conversations where you have to, sometimes protect a player from himself, as you say, so that you make sure you don't put somebody out there that's going to hurt themselves or hurt the team.
Inside or outside today?
We were inside. Yeah, we were inside yesterday. Just got some tough-minded people, Scott. Obviously not you. Just briefly. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, there you go. Coach Stefanski from the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience packages today for the ultimate game day. Obviously, the headline is Mike Hall, and that is now a significant injury, and he will miss some time. And Coach even saying that IR was a possibility, and that is not what anyone wanted to hear.
Yeah, that's I mean,
It just sucks.
There's 8 games left. IR, you're out at least 4.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count.
How does this happen?
I mean, Thursday's the toughest practice of the week. You're usually in pads.
Yeah. Jeez. Just stinks.
I don't know.
Just stinks, man. I mean, he was one of, when we talked about being 2-7 and the realities of it, it was Mike Hall in the interior. It was Cedric Tillman. It was DeWand at left tackle. Whatever ends up happening with Jed Wills on the front, if there's any sort of future there, those were the things. But Mike Hall was in that group of things we needed to see or we're hopeful to see.
I mean, Coach even said, he sat on the coach's show last night. We've even moved him around at defensive end, and he's shown us a lot here. And Coach mentioned it, even special teams. He's made a contribution. That is a tough one because that's a guy over the next 8 weeks that you could really develop. See what you got. Get him reps is what he needs. That's
a bummer, man.
Yeah, that's not great.
No, that's a real bummer, and now for Mike because of what happened off the field to start the season, and now what happened obviously in practice. This rookie season is going to be one where you're left wondering what could have been because he certainly flashed when he was healthy and given the opportunity. He flashed about as big as possibly could flash, but you just needed to see it consistency, and we were hoping we'd get an 8-game run of it to kind of end the season, and now you won't. Hopefully he can come back at some point, but that's kind of the end of it on that.
I mean, if you don't put him on the IR till next week, I don't think you can retro.
I don't think so either.
I don't think you can move it, count it back a week. So, I mean, then you're talking 2 or 3 weeks at the most. That's not great at all. I mean, the rest of the team, healthy. And Coach had even said last night on the coach's show, he was super excited because we were finally healthy. Things were turning the corner. And then this happens.
Yeah, then this happens. And, I'm very curious to see what the energy of this team is Sunday down in New Orleans. These two teams are kind of in a similar spot. Both have big-time cap issues heading into next year that have got to be sorted. For neither team did it go the way that it was intended when they signed the quarterback. New Orleans signing Derek Carr, and obviously with Watson with us for various injuries on both sides or various things. And so you're kind of in this spot of let's see what we can be here at the end, but then major things are going to have to be tackled this offseason. Obviously the New Orleans Saints have already replaced their coach, so they're in a far more upheaval than we are, but nevertheless – in a certain amount of transition, and at this point, you're trying to see what's the effort going to be? What is the give a damn level going to be? Where are our leaders on this front? I think we know where our organization is based on what we did or rather did not do at the trade deadline, the way that we have rallied behind Jameis, and the way that you look the veterans in the eye on this team and say, hey, we're going out there to win football games. And I'm guessing that's what you're going to get out of the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. I mean, we're popping the gritty. Swag just popped the gritty. I mean, it's unbelievable job out of him. But I think you're going to get our best. Whatever that is, I think you're going to get it on Sunday. It really sucks about Mike Hall. Everybody else healthy and ready to go, or at least those who aren't otherwise lost for the season. So you get a relatively healthy look. I'm curious if this is the game where maybe Nick Chubb breaks out a little bit and has his kind of Nick Chubb is back moment. Perhaps that comes this week. I know Z has kind of hinted that there was thinking that maybe something like that was coming as Nick battles back from 2 catastrophic knee surgeries. But that's kind of where the team is right now as they head down to New Orleans, Gibby.
Indeed. Got to make some plays. You don't want to look at it like this, but there's draft
there's all that stuff.
Rankings and tiebreakers, and there's a lot for this game. And Coach said it the other day. The only thing that I need to do is win. We have to win games.
Yeah.
We're not looking to the future. We're not looking to next year. We look to win, and we need to win Sunday.
Yes, and we do. And I think the other thing is Kevin has to be able to look you have guys who are winning players on this team, cornerstone pieces. He has to be able to look them in the eye and say, this is our best opportunity to win. and that's something that he owes Joel Bitonio and Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward, and everybody does. They're all in this together. They dug this hole together. Let's see if they can find their way out of it, starting with a win down in New Orleans. Second hour of the program is going to come up next. We got the scores. We got a little bit of over-unders. We've got your keys, all of that stuff coming up here in the second hour. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Bo here for my friends at Jim Beam. Whether you're catching up with friends over a cocktail, hosting a holiday movie night, or getting together for a gift exchange, Jim Beam is here to help with the best Friendsmas ever. If you need a holiday playlist, digital invitations, cocktail recipes, last-minute gifts, the Friendsmas shop is stocked with everything you need to create more merry and bright moments for this holiday season. Visit jimbeam.com to explore all the Friendsmas shop has in store. Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart. The headline here in Berea for the day is the injury to Mike Hall. That popped up last night in the reporting around the practice and then was confirmed by Kevin Stefanski that it is a significant injury. As of yet, he didn't want to comment on surgery or any of those things. He did leave open the possibility for IR for Mike Hall. Obviously, there are 8 games left, so there's not a whole lot left to be played. But whatever he can play, you would want him to, and now that we'll have to wait a little while for that.
Yeah, not ideal. Again, we talk about these final 8 games being a chance to really develop some of these younger players. For Cedric Tillman to get additional reps, and DeJuan Jones to continue to get reps at the left tackle spot, and really kind of developing, getting Nick Chubb back into a rhythm. And Mike Hall was one of those guys that you were looking forward to seeing.
You have to know what you have so that you can go into the offseason knowing where you need to accentuate this roster. And right now, with this injury to Mike, it's just one less thing you're going to be able to evaluate the way that you would want to. What we've seen from him is great as he steps into studio now. The loss of Mike Hall for a significant amount of time, it seems. No IR, as coach would not comment in terms of if there would need to be surgery, but also would not rule out IR as a possible end to this. Don't worry about it. It's just you and I.
To heck with it. Yeah, that's a bummer because we talked about one of the things, that you hope to accomplish over these next 8 games is a good look at people that you believe are part of your core for the future. And Mike Hall certainly is that. He has demonstrated an ability to get around the quarterback. Derek Carr is one of the best in the league from a clean pocket, so you've got to get that pressure on him. And, they're going to be starting a new left tackle, so interior pressure makes a lot of sense in this game. Or left guard, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a bummer. I was very displeased when I heard about this. I really like what Mike Hall's doing. We got a chance to interview him right before the bye week. I had a great talk with him. I was very impressed with him. And, you want to see him be able to continue to build on what he's put on tape, and that's the flashes of the ability to be, north-south, get in the backfield, be disruptive. And so, yeah, that's a big loss because your defensive tackle room is all veterans. Dalvin Tomlinson, Mo Hurst, Shelby Harris, all veterans, and now you kind of wish Quentin Jefferson was still here. He got a sack. How about that? His first game in Buffalo, he got a sack. Do you know who he sacked? Joe Flacco. So, yeah. But, maybe Javon Briggs will get, elevated. He was a 7th rounder that you drafted. We haven't seen him up on game day. Maybe he'll get elevated because Sam Kamara can play inside, outside, but you're now, we play 8 defensive linemen a game, and now you've got, as I look at it right here, you've only got 7 right now with Mike Hall. So my guess is, Javon Briggs will get an opportunity maybe to be elevated on game day this week.
Yeah, and these two teams are in a very similar spot, us and the Saints, in terms of the playing out the rest of the season, trying to win games for veterans who are invested and want to play hard while all the while looking at a very big offseason for both franchises. And Mike, we wanted to just see Mike and Cedric, and we just wanted to see those guys go a little bit so we could see what we have with them.
Yeah, the interesting thing from a Saints perspective is you have, some young guys on the defensive line. Peyton Turner, your first rounder in 2021. Brian Brzee, your first rounder in 2023 out of Clemson, the big defensive tackle. You've got some young guys, but this is not a team that, and Kool-Aid McKinstry, it's a great name. I hope he plays. It's not a team, though, that has a ton of youth.
No.
You think about your principal players on offense are Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, and Taysom Hill. None of them are veterans. Hill and Kamara in their 8th season, Carr in his 11th. Your number 1 receiver right now due to injury is Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's in his 7th year. They don't even have, unfortunately for them, they don't even have kind of the young guys to look at. Their first rounder this year is the left tackle. So yes, you want to get him developed. But in terms of, principals who are going to be touching the football, they don't have anybody young.
No.
And really on the defensive side, Kool-Aid McKinstry is probably, that's their second round pick. But the rest of the rookies on defense, you got a defensive tackle who is a sixth rounder that doesn't play. You have a linebacker who's a fifth rounder that doesn't play. And you got a couple undrafted free agents in the secondary who don't play. But there aren't, Alani Taylor is, 2022 draft pick. But there aren't a lot of young guys on this team, period. It's an interesting roster in that regard.
Very much so. Now's your chance to be inches away from your favorite players. They take on some big moments this season. Field seats at Huntington Bank Field put you up close and personal with the thrill of the game. Limited quantities are available, so get them soon before they're gone. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/field seats to secure your spot today. Time for a little over or under.
There's a new sheriff in town, boys.
Not quite there yet.
What?
But we have co-sheriffs. We have co-sheriffs in town.
What do you mean?
So you guys inverted.
Yeah, we're tied now.
Last week, Gibbe 2 weeks ago, Gibbe 4-1 to go to 22-19. You were 1-4 to go to 19-22, and now we've inverted. You go 4-1. You are 23 up, 23 down. Gibbe 1-4. Ooh, 23 up, 23 down. By the way,
tied.
While you were gone,
you could have your mic on if you want to make these sounds.
His was on.
Mine's on. You don't have any headphones.
You lost your little guys. By the way, we had the first ever, while you were gone, the first ever Gritty out of swag.
Stop it.
It happened right here.
I'm not surprised. He looks great today. I saw him earlier.
He looks fantastic. It looks like a gorgeous buckskin, some sort of a buckskin. Maybe a Chelsea boot with a nice running sole, it looked like. I'm sure it ends in an A.
Yes, there's no doubt. Of course it did. Look at that. How about it?
Yeah, you got it back.
Well,
there it is. Well, how about it?
How about it?
All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
23 and 23 at 10 weeks into this. Let's go.
All right, here you go.
I love how you strive for mediocrity. That's great.
Even Steven.
Like that's a good
So
thing.
does my alma mater in football. They're all
Steven.
excited.
No, I'm not excited.
You guys are still in the mix, aren't you?
Yeah, we have a ball player
Oh, really?
that is drawing some attention.
Of
the association?
the team.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no,
You're talking about
from
football.
the league.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Is he draft eligible, or is he going to get a?
Yes.
He is. Okay.
And is working his way up to a potential day one.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Yes.
baby. First round pick out of Bowling Green.
Potentially.
Who's the last one of those?
I couldn't tell you.
Let me ask you this. NBC asked me this, and I think this is the answer, but wasn't Bowling Green the inspiration for our colors?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
what I
right.
thought, yeah.
That's right.
Well done by NBC.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Z, we're starting with you this week since you were the big winner. Derek Carr pass.
Could you say that again?
Since you were the big winner. Derek Carr pass attempts. Derek Carr pass attempts. 25.5.
It's an interesting question you're
What a
posing.
good job out of you, by the way.
25.5.
So that would be under,
Just
over,
barely.
over, under. So over 3 times, but the last 5 games, the fewest number of pass attempts from Derek Carr is exactly 25. So recent history would indicate to me that they're going to throw it. I think we're going to be beating them to the moon. Over.
Zagura. Gibbe.
Over as well, because I agree. We're going to be winning in the fourth quarter. He's going to have to throw the football.
Salad's really doing well.
Over, under.
You know how much I need my nourishment.
Yeah, I know it. I think that the big issue there, those are big spinach leaves.
Yeah.
On that, I like to see a spinach leaf chopped up.
I don't mind it. I
like it. I like it chopped up a little
got
bit.
some cotto in there.
Gibbe, Jameis Winston passing yards. We went pretty big here. We're going to go pretty big here.
The house is going big.
The house is going big. Jameis Winston passing yards, 259.5.
Over.
What did you say the last time? Would it be 300? Is that what you needed it to be? We're going to sling it. You think we're going to sling it? 259.5.
Do you know
Tell me. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
what is the average number of passing yards per game allowed to quarterbacks? So just straight passing yards, not sack adjusted. Passing yards per game allowed to quarterbacks by the New Orleans Saints defense this year.
I don't know.
258.5.
How about that from the kid?
The interwebs are going to believe
didn't know
that you're
that.
lying. But that's good.
No, the comments are going to be all over you. I don't know how that really doesn't prove anything other than that you wrote that on that piece of paper.
Oh, well, that's true. But I mean, I just did it I didn't look up anything.
We did have an extended break. You have plenty of time to write.
No, I didn't look up anything.
I'm going to go under, and not because I don't think he's capable of it. I think that this is going to be a big Nick Chubb game. This is going to be a big Nick Chubb game.
Nothing would please me more.
Nothing would.
Or our fan base, I think, if we
Does it
had a
please
big,
you, Mr.
a big
Powers?
Nick Chubb game. All right, here we go. Next.
Over, under.
All right, Z, this one's for you. Fantasy points accumulated. We're going teammates here. Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, over, under, Nick Chubb, Jerry Jeudy, and Elijah Moore.
Woo.
A 2 for 3. PPR.
Oh, boy. Z's going to throw some stipulation in here.
I don't think so. It's PPR. He knows it.
In 6 straight games, the Saints have allowed a running back to score a touchdown. 6 straight games. In fact, over that span, they've allowed 11 running back touchdowns alone. And while Alvin Kamara is going to catch probably 5 or 6 passes, he's going to touch it 21, 22 times. That is not going to be enough to stop what we're going to do. Elijah Moore, saw him downstairs, beard trimmed. I told him it's his GQ look. He was very excited about it. Browns.
So that would be an under. Under.
Just put like
because
a
we did
B.
there, guys.
So you don't have to write an arrow. You can just write Browns.
All right, go ahead. Give it.
Taysom Hill is that little gnat that just won't stop annoying you.
Well, yes, but I don't know if I would describe a grown man 6'2", 225 as a little.
He's just that annoyance that doesn't go away.
I remember when they paid him all that money and then he was returning the opening kickoff.
Isn't that crazy?
In 2018.
I always thought that Sean Payton just did all of that to justify paying him. Just all that.
Listen, he and Frank Gifford are the only 2 people ever to do something.
I understand.
So that's
yeah.
impressive.
That is impressive, yeah. But they paid him like
he was Frank Gifford.
They did. And it was 1956.
Yeah.
I will go the Browns as well.
Yeah, Browns. Next.
Over, under.
Follow the genius. I get it.
Sacks, interceptions, fumbles, Gibbe. 4.5.
Woo! In over. How about a turnover or 2, kids?
Let's get
How about
one.
a little love?
Let's get one.
Let's go.
Dr. Z. 4.5. That's usually right at the line for you. You love a 3.5. You're not crazy about 4.5.
You've identified that correctly.
I'm sure he'll go under in short changes.
Derek Carr's been sacked 6 times in 7 games.
And not much. He gets it out.
Under.
No belief.
I have a
No belief in our quarterback. No belief in our defense.
Oh, my gosh. I got to tell you guys.
I have total belief that we're going to win this game with Nick Chubb.
Hold on.
Kevin Stefanski, you sat there while I interviewed him. Here's the thing.
Bo Bishop
Our great
in the front
friend
row.
read at work with this.
Yeah.
With this.
Yeah.
I have a theory about the whip troubles for Dr. Z. Mrs. Gibbe, who lives near Razzles, is not happy about the bit involving her husband and his love for the city of Pittsburgh. She is sabotaging your ride. What we would say is truth does hurt. I understand that, but that her anger is misguided.
Yes.
And it should be misguided on
at him.
Pittsburgh Peepaw. Is who it should
the
be.
one thing I was thinking is that a
Besmirching my wife will get you nowhere.
A Steelers fan, I think maybe a Steelers fan did it thinking that, because I've been so clearly anti-Pittsburgh Peepaw that maybe it was like a Steelers fan who came and did it.
Who
I couldn't think
infiltrated.
of. Yeah, I wouldn't. The Shot Queen would not do such a thing.
Correct.
All right. Next.
Correct.
Over, under.
Z, 44.5.
That was good. Did I send you, by the way, there's a video, it's an overseas show, and they brought together like the 4 people that have the most unique laughs.
No, you did not.
And once one of them gets going, and they like, I'll find, we'll watch it in the break. It's hysterical. That just made me, I don't know why, my laugh.
44 and a half.
Focus. I thought we had time to fill. I thought we were.
No, we got 2 more segments.
Oh, sorry. This feels a lot like 24-17 under.
Give a
Over.
Oh, baby.
27-23 Browns.
Are you guys going to watch Tyson and Paul tonight?
What time will they actually step into the ring?
According to the MIT kids, it's going to be around 11.
Yes.
I would like to.
If it's around 11. Is there any scenario where Mike Tyson wins?
I hope so.
So you think it's a real fight?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think it's real.
I think for the first couple rounds, he's got to do it in the first or second round.
He is
otherwise
60.
Have you seen him train?
I have. He's 60.
He's Iron Mike Tyson, brother.
He's 60.
Did you see his interview with the young lady?
I did.
What do you make of that? So I've had 2 people break it down and have it mean 2 completely different things, which is number 1, that he is going to lay down because why does he care about his legacy? He wants to just he's going to
fighting
lay down.
Jake Paul. He's 60 years old. We're long past legacy.
I think I took it as I'm not going to lay down. I'm going to whoop this guy because that's just what I do. Because I have to do everything I can while I'm here. Because when I'm gone, I'm gone.
Yeah, I don't think it's either of that.
I think he can knock him out.
Of course, I think he can, but I don't think that he will. I think that this gimmick stays going as long as Jake Paul wins. There's no more money to be made. Jake Paul's making 30, Mike's making 20. Like they can't do it again if Tyson if Tyson beats him, it's over.
They can't do it again if Jake Paul knocks Mike Tyson out. If
no,
Mike
they'll
Tyson
find
beats
somebody
him,
else. They'll find somebody else, some other guy for him to fight. They'll just keep doing it.
The biggest takeaway from that clip, pretty impressive bounce back by the young lady. She doesn't get rattled at all.
No, she did a good job.
She moves right on. That's a big B broadcaster right there.
Yeah, big B.
Inspiring big B.
All right, we'll get your keys coming up. OBM, the preferred provider of copiers and document services for the Cleveland Browns. You can all go to Haskell any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Now's your chance to be inches away from your favorite players. They take on some big opponents this season. Field seats at Huntington Bank Field put you up close and personal with the thrill of the game. Limited quantities are available. Get them soon before they're gone. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/field seats to secure your spot now. Also, important to note that the future of recycling is here. Rumpke Waste and Recycling leading the way. $100 million recycling facility, North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center of its kind. It's built right here in Ohio. Learn more by visiting rumpke.com. Time for your keys to the game. Before we do that, though, it's important to note that Sunday's forecast is indoors. In New Orleans, however, a high of 79 with partly cloudy skies.
Oh, baby.
That's
Sounds
nice.
Sounds
little
delightful.
80?
I had no
have a delightful night.
Hadn't even looked.
You're going to have a delight. You don't need it. I am so... Gibby, go to Koshan. Go to Koshan Saturday.
Do I go to the butcher or kosher?
Butcher's going to be sandwiches and such. The muffaletta is spectacular. A delight.
So I just happened to notice Connor with a K's birthday is today.
Yes,
And
happy
he's going
birthday,
Happy birthday,
Connor.
Connor with a K. What about him? What's he doing?
He's going with us.
Well, take him to
But
Koshan then.
he hasn't responded. I'm like,
Then you're on
where
your
are
own.
we at?
It's your past
Dude, you
time
are
to worry
not
about it. You
a
cannot.
shepherd.
If you try to do dinner in New Orleans
With
on a Saturday night with 14, you're going to be eating at a hot dog stand.
Correct.
That's not
Not-
going to work.
no.
We're not. I've already started thinning the herd.
You can't
Only
do
the
it.
strong survive, Gibby.
Yes, do what's right by you. Go to Koshan.
If you're not looking out for yourself, Gibby, who is? Other than me, of course.
Pause.
I'm just going to get the menu.
You just pause? What does that mean, pause?
I mean, this place is so great. Bourdain ate here once for no reservations.
Bourdain.
All right, this is what I had. I'm trying to see what I had here. Oh, my God. Look at this. Shrimp stew, tasso, wilted greens, pecan rice callus. Come on. Fried alligator with chili garlic mayo. You wouldn't like the mayo, but the rest of that. Oyster bacon pie. They have fried boudin. Come on. Come on. Let me see. Let me see what I would want you to have here. Looks like he certainly is. Well, I would. It's been 10 years, so I guess that makes sense. Smoke and braised brisket. Deviled egg potato salad.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
No, gross. That sounds.
That wouldn't work
That
for
would be
you.
a torture meal. For me.
Smoked double bone-in pork chop.
There you go.
Come on, Gibby.
I'm in.
I like it. I like this a lot for you. I think it's great. Plus, it just says Koshan and it just has the pig because Koshan is pig. So there you go. All right.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the recommendation.
And then sneak right down the street and get a banana cream pie from Emerald's.
See, I'm thinking
You don't like
that.
bananas, or you do?
I love bananas.
Oh, then it
He's
is
Banana Grande.
He's Banana Grande. That is the banana cream pie of record. If you've not had it,
No.
all other banana cream pies are based off of it. All right, you ready for your keys?
Hold on. So it's at Emerald's New Orleans Fish House?
No, the original Emerald's, which is on Chapatulas. He's got a couple. I just want to make sure I send you to the right one. All right, I'm getting it pulled up.
Emerald's
here.
New Orleans.
I'm pretty sure it's Emerald's New Orleans.
That is on
The flagship.
Chapatulas.
Yeah, the flagship.
Chapatulas, yep. That's it. Near the World War II Museum.
Yep, that's the one.
I wish we were going to the World War II Museum. I like that place. Here we go. Emerald's Banana Cream Pie menu. Why can't he just go here and eat?
He could. Yeah, you could. I don't remember them having.
Bam!
I don't know that they have a huge. Well, you could. Then I'd tell you to get the barbecue shrimp. The only thing I can't remember is if they have a bar, like right
Where
there.
I could just sit in the bar.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't know is if they have.
I don't need a
bar.
formal dining room. I'm a simple man.
Yeah, and Koshan definitely has that. What is this dinner tasting menu? Like, can I still get the things I want?
I don't know. I'm having a tough time navigating this website.
This
to be honest
website's
with you.
brutal.
I can't
brutal.
get anything. I got no
You
information.
click on it, I can't get a click down.
No, the click downs aren't working.
click downs aren't working. I can't get it.
I clicked on menus. I clicked on photos.
Trying
I
to get
clicked
a
on private
slide
dining.
to go.
I can't get anything.
Yeah, that's not good. But they got to have the banana cream pie. You got to get the banana cream pie and the barbecue shrimp. That's what you got to get. All right, you ready for this? Give us your keys. Go ahead.
Don't turn it over.
All right, coming up next, Boost your game day this season with the Valley Bet Sportsbook app. Place your first bet at $25 or more. You get $150 back in bonus bets. Valley Bet, official betting partner of your Cleveland Browns.
I'm just being serious.
So am I. That's why I was going to break.
I know.
It's 2:30. We got scores to pick.
Don't
You're
turn
good.
the football over. You will beat this football team.
There you go. Scores next. Are you ready to give your home the facelift it deserves at Renew Home Exteriors? They've got the deal you've been waiting for right now. No money down and get 0% interest for 5 years on all roofing and siding jobs. Combine your roofing and siding projects, and Renew's going to take an additional 5% off. That's right. No money down, 0% interest for 5 years and 5% off. And you knock off both jobs at once. Don't wait. Upgrade your home and save big with Renew Home Exteriors. Visit RenewEstimate.com to book today. Renew Home Exteriors, superior products and superior service. Time for a little segment we like to call
You're welcome.
to pay attention to the scores. Hello, Gibby.
So last week, after
we
we were real hot. We were real hot for a while. You split it up 7-7. 7 up, 7 down. I went 6-8. VSAD. So you remain at 12 games over 500. I've dropped to 8, but as I like to say, combined 20, and we're already at 22. So after last night.
You're welcome.
That's right.
You're welcome.
King Tut would be proud.
Okay, so in the break, the following lines were issued.
That's right.
You look like a pharaoh. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, that's right.
Pharaohs rule.
Yeah, they do. Pharaohs
That all
just happened.
That all happened in the break.
It was verbatim.
That's exactly how it went.
That's exactly how it went.
They had it set
like
up.
word for word. That's how it went.
Alexandria, ready to go. All the ports you need.
Yeah.
Nile River.
They had it all.
Had everything you need, man.
Everything you need.
It's a nice setup.
go.
Have you been to Cairo?
No, that's on my bucket. I
I
want
would-
to do that. I want
I
to
do
do the pyramids and everything. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I would like to too.
That, Bordeaux, Thailand, Japan, all of it. That's on my bucket list. And I would like to go at some point. I'm not ready to try to ascend Everest, but I would like to go to the
Kilimanjaro,
to
maybe.
the
You want to go to the
I just want to
Himalayas?
go to the Himalayas and see it.
Jeez.
Look at him. Look
a
at him.
car
Pop
coat
the collar.
set for a
pop
king.
The collar. Pop the collar. Pop the collar. Hold on. Yeah, how are we going to get a walk back? We get walk. Okay. And then,
Oh. That's how you walk into a Friday, kids.
the little this at the end. Oh, boy.
Gone.
If we don't
Next
go,
level's next.
How many games are there this week? How many teams are
11
on?
games
I don't
to
know, 11.
get
Just
through.
11. Oh, we got tons of time.
Just 11? How's that possible?
Well, there's 4
Bunch of
teams
buys.
on a bye.
Bunch on buys.
Yeah.
We had 2 Thursday.
We had two
Is
games.
there-
We had
and
one
then-
on Thursday. Are there 2 Monday night games?
No.
We have our game. That's 12.
Yeah, there you go. And then Monday night would be Thursday.
Yeah.
And
We're
Thursday.
good. We have 11 this segment to do.
All right.
Well, I'd like to do our game at some point.
You'll get to it. Don't
you.
worry.
Yep.
You already took the under. You already shortchanged us. It's fine.
How do you know I didn't shortchange the Saints, Gibbe? That's a combined score number.
I don't know.
By the way,
didn't take the
by the way,
over on the QB.
Can I say
Didn't
something?
Take,
Yeah, because Nick Chubb's going to
you
go
took
nuts.
the under on sacks,
Nicholas
interceptions,
Jamal
fumbles.
Chubb. Wherever I go in the
Don't
city,
believe.
when people ask me,
Don't be
what's
a believer.
happening with Nick
you know
Chubb?
what? There's no room on the bandwagon.
I get that a lot,
Don't
too.
come asking me for playoff tickets.
Are you still talking?
Are you trying to give out Steelers tickets? What are you talking about? Gibby's now giving out Steeler tickets on Browns
And
Daily.
he just guaranteed said that they're locked to make
They're
the
allowed
playoffs.
to make
He's
the
giving out
playoffs. He's
their
got
playoff
Steelers
tickets.
tickets. Unbelievable. This is Browns Daily.
Time for some scores.
Jeez, Gibby.
Thank you, Kev. Both of you can go straight
No,
to hell.
Kevin's trying to turn your mic off, but I don't know if he has the power.
Can't.
Nope.
Oh, wonderful. Look at the first
No,
score
it
we
turns
got to
off all
do.
your mics if I turn you off.
Look at the
Yeah,
look at the score we got to do first.
Of
Right
course.
off the get-go in the AFC Norris division, the Ratbirds visiting Hot Dog Water, USA, the Squealers. Kyle Hamilton will play.
rings so
How about this?
hollow when you
Past
say it.
8 games, Lamar Jackson 7-1, 22 touchdowns, 1 interception. In his career against Pittsburgh, 1-3, 4 touchdowns, 7 picks, 20 sacks. Bo Bishop, lead us off.
0-0 tie.
I'm good with that.
So my record would be about, what week is this, 11?
Yeah.
My record would be about 20 games over 500 if I ever took the Steelers side. And I don't believe that I have. And I think they've been a really good team against the spread this year.
They have, yeah.
It's not insanity to do the same thing over and over and expect a different result when you have sound reasoning. And my reasoning is this. The Ravens are better than the Steelers. Baltimore, 80 Steelers, and Gibbe. The Gibbeys, the Pittsburgh
Stop
Gibbeys, 6.
I do not like this. I hate this bit.
I know. It's a great bit.
The great things, folks, is
That's
we're
fine.
on remote and people came up.
And we were disturbed.
They were like really disturbed that you love the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
They were giving me merchandise.
He unzipped his jacket to show that, hey, I'm wearing a Browns shirt.
Brown shirt.
And they were like, yeah, but this is your employee. You have to.
And it was black.
Yeah. He's been known to, in meetings, use we and us when talking about the Steelers.
That's not
We
true.
can't say it hasn't happened.
We had a former person who worked here that used to use we and us talking about the Seahawks, and now we have one that does it about the Steelers. Yeah, we can't say it didn't happen.
Moving on to the NFC Norris division.
All right.
It's smart to get that game out of the way first.
The Green Bay Packers have won 10 straight versus Chicago. The Pack has not started 0-3 in the division since 2005. That could change on Sunday with a Bears win. Packers visiting Chicago. Nate.
The Bears are dreadful right now.
Yeah, and they hate each other, which is even worse. And they fired the coordinator. I don't know.
Dreadful. But doesn't this feel like who in the world would
Feels
back
like-
the Bears in this game?
Feels like they should have gone out.
I don't care.
There could be some of those coming for me. This ain't it. I'm not dying on this hill.
Packers 40, Bears 6.
Same.
DJ Moore is unplayable in fantasy football right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. At the beginning of the year's projection was be like 13, 14. Now it's like 6. It's unplayable.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Unplayable. He hasn't scored more than 4 points
I
in a
think-
half PPR league in like a month.
And we didn't have a chance to talk about this much, but I'm not sure that Jaden Daniels is playable either. The way things are progressing there, he took that hit on that run, and he's been beleaguered
Hold
since.
on. That and what did we say about Cliff? His offenses always sputter in the
you're
second
right.
half of the
That's
league
true.
of the season.
Yeah. People get it sorted. Yeah,
They sort it out. Okay,
he looked miserable by the way on the sidelines.
Not because this affected my
miserable.
fantasy team. How in the world do you have a game plan in which Terry McLaurin gets 2 targets in the game?
That is total fantasy bias.
That's pretty wild. Like the best player on their team, and they don't throw it to him. Pretty wild.
Thank you, Bo.
Yeah.
Keep your Pittsburgh takes to
Onward
yourself.
we go. Indianapolis is visiting the New York Football
This is amazing.
Jets. Devontae Adams in, C.J. Mosley out for the Jets. Anthony Richardson era back on in Indianapolis this year. No, it's not. It's a runner-up for the inmate game of the week. Bo Bishop.
The New York Jets, are one of the most incompetent teams in football. Incompetent. They went to Arizona last week and got absolutely bombed. But the Indianapolis Colts with Anthony Richardson are so bad that the Jets are giving 4. The Jets are giving 4.
Jets are awful.
They're awful. But the kid completes 44% of his passes.
That's
And I don't think that's going to get it done. So I like the Jets 5-0.
I don't want to support somebody who uses made-up stats. Jets 5, Colts 3.
Onward we go to Detroit City. Zadarius Smith makes his debut on Sunday.
By the way, pretty cool thing that they did for him not to play. Do you know about this? Why he didn't play the week after we traded him to Detroit?
No, I don't. I know that he would have had too many games, right? Like 8 would have been 18.
No, people can do that.
Oh, then
That's
what was
happened all
it?
the time.
I don't know what it was then.
So he has a home in Florida that was damaged during the storms.
Mm-hmm.
He had not been able to go visit it because he's been in season.
Yeah.
This was going to be the Browns' bye week, and he would made
The
his plans
Leon's
to
bye
go
week was the week before.
to go check it out.
Yeah.
And so they let him go handle everything at the house and said, "Don't worry about it. And you'll play with us next week."
Lions by 1 billion.
Same.
Yeah, Mac Jones starts for the Jags. That's all you
I
need to
don't
know.
even know what this number would have to be for me not to.
I said 21.
It's actually gone up
Yeah,
since we
21 and a
guessed the
half.
scores.
21 and a half.
21 and a half.
At some point, you call the dog. You say, "Okay, we'll call up the dogs."
When it hits a
I
certain
don't-
number,
this-
running clock should be in play.
This week of scores would be terrifying out in the real world.
This is what I think is going on. I think the guys in the desert got it sorted, and they're going to get rich. Because you read the story in the Wall Street Journal that a lot of the betting services took it for first half of the NFL season. I think it gets made right the second half. So I'm with you. I don't like any of these. I think these are all terrifying to me. This next one's awful.
All right, up next, Las Vegas. They've lost 5 in a row. Visiting Miami, South Beach. Not really playing in Miami, wherever they play, Hollywood. The Raiders have lost 5 in a row coming into this. They have not lost 6 straight in a single season since 2014. Raiders visiting the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill's talking about some wrist injury.
When you give a stat like that, it needs to be like in 70 years. That's 10 years ago. Big deal.
6 straight.
If you lose this because I tried helping you out, I will take a victory lap on your carcass.
I wish it wasn't. I think the number's just a little too big. It screams Minshew backdoor nonsense.
I have the same. Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers. Somebody's going to get one in there late.
Nonsense.
Miami hasn't. Listen, Tyreek Hill's getting hurt on touchdown celebrations that are botched with Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at, buddy.
The Dolphins are going to blow somebody out at some point.
Maybe.
Or maybe they won't. I don't know. I don't like.
We go.
The only game right now that we have gone through that if I was in the real world that I would feel comfortable going on is Baltimore-Pittsburgh. That's the only game that I would actually.
Oh, the only one I do is Detroit.
And Detroit, yeah. Green Bay, too, but it just feels like we're being led down the primrose path with that one, brother.
I know.
Vegas isn't going to get rich unless games like that
go the other way.
Yeah. Like, hold on. Let me look at this.
Don't worry about it. We got to get going.
Yeah, we got to go. The Rams, Los Angeles.
People will stay with us. We're entertaining.
Going from L.A.
Green Bay's
to Providence, Rhode Island. The Rams taking on the New England Patriots. Nathan.
It feels to me like this should be a Rams easy one, but I feel like they're kind of a live home dog. I'll tell you what, I kind of like Drake May. I think they may have something in Drake May there. The Rams are going to win this pretty comfortably, but not too comfortably.
Same.
Rams 30, Pats 27.
Same.
Okay.
Final one in the 1 o'clock window. My inmate game of the week. Minnesota on the road visiting Nashtucky.
Justin Jefferson can never be involved in that game. He's too fun to watch.
Sam Darnold's doing a fine job turning the football over. Luckily, their defense.
That's the thing, and their D is
creating
elite.
Turnovers to even it out. Bo Bishop. This number.
This sucks. I mean, they just won 12-7 in Jacksonville. This is at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Who's playing for them? Is it still Levis?
Levis, who played well against the Chargers, well enough. But, I mean, the Chargers still beat him by 10.
Yeah. I think Vikings comfortable.
Same.
Comfortable.
Vikings ram it.
To the 4 o'clock games.
Skull.
So cool. I love that.
It is cool.
Awesome.
It is
awesome.
very cool.
Very awesome.
The 4 o'clock games we
Like the
go.
Cleveland Mohicans.
Will they or won't they be gutless?
Cleveland Starks.
It is that kind of bowl game.
Mohicans would be pretty kind of a win.
Be a huge win.
What are you talking?
I don't know.
We're
trying to. Yeah. What are we doing?
Falcons Broncos.
I'll tell you what. The Falcons, sometimes they befuddle the dog. I think they're the better team. Now, Denver, to me, when you lose the way in the fashion in which they lost, I think that has a little bit of a lingering effect. To be able to win on the road, you've got to be able to run the ball. The Falcons can run it. Cousins can sling it. I think at the Mile High, Cousins is going to be real fly. Falcons outright, 29-1.
Same.
To San Jose, California we go. The 49ers playing host
Santa Clara
to the Seattle Seahawks. It's closer to San Jose. We fly into San Jose. Seahawks visiting the Niners, Bo.
I got Pedro on this one. Nerd. Feels like a get right. I'm not really into Seattle and what they're doing anyway. I like the Niners huge.
Christian McCaffrey, baby. Get nuts. But then there's going to be a knock.
Oh, no.
At the back door.
Oh, God.
Pedro's not in favor
Geno
of the
Smith
knock.
to DK Metcalf.
It's NBC knocking
Geno
on
Smith
Pedro's door
to
and
Jackson
running.
Smith and Jigba. Geno Smith to Fred Warner.
Oh, baby.
Niners by 13.
Oh,
37-24.
Oh, my.
The late window game of the week, America's game of the week, Kansas City. Spencer Schrader, your kicker. Harrison Butker goes to IR. Schrader, the kicker. Chiefs visiting Buffalo. Buffalo without Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman. Nate.
Part of me has to wonder if Harrison Butker was attacked by the inverse Nick Adams.
Could have been.
game like that.
If like the opposite.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. The Bills are better. They're going to get there. They're going to do it. They're going to get the win. They're going to do it. I know I'm sure you have some Mahomes as an underdog stat. Not interested.
No.
Buffalo, huge.
I'm not, because we're up against it.
No, I'm with you. I think but this is the last. Now, to be fair, the last time I picked against the Chiefs, I think it was at Buffalo, and they beat them in the playoffs. This is not the playoffs. It's the regular season.
Different team.
Josh Allen in the regular season gets it done. It has to end at some point.
30 seconds here. Sunday Night Foosball flexed in Cincinnati. Northern Kentucky Bengals visiting the Los Angeles Chargers in SoFi. It won't even be a Bengals home game because Bengals fans don't even travel. I don't know who's going to this game.
Now, there'll be some Southwest Ohio expats probably in there. More than there'll be Chargers fans.
Yep.
Higgins is going to play. Hendrickson missed practice today, so watch that.
Personal reason, he's flying out on his own. He will meet the team and he will play.
I just think at some point Cincinnati actually has to win a game, and it's going to be this one.
This is must win for them.
I don't think they're going to. I think Chargers are good. Chargers are a good football team.
Chargers are good.
Chargers are a good football team. Chargers win this one by 2. And you have the Bengals winning it?
I do. Bengals. Our score coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, Browns at Saints. We're winning.
We're winning. We're winning, and we're winning big, baby. What did I say earlier? 27-13?
Yeah. I like it. Buckeyes cover 2 as well, 15. By the way. Enjoy your football weekend. The next level is coming up next. We are back on Monday. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.